What's going on, everybody? It's fragged out, swagged out, and you already know why I'm here. Today, I'm talking about a fragrance from Unique Luxury, and that is Chocolate Makes Me Happy. Now, this is a fragrance that I really do enjoy from the first time I got the sample. This fragrance does make me happy, even though it does get plenty of hate over in Fragrantica. And is that hate justified? I don't think so, but I understand why some people have their feelings about it, and namely because there's a little bit of a misnomer here, and not in the sense that they say there's chocolate and there's not. There is chocolate, but for a gourmand lover like myself and for a lot of others, I think when you hear the name Chocolate Makes Me Happy, you get the feeling that this is going to be a very dense, chocolate-forward gourmand, kind of like Chocolate Greedy or Noir Aphrodisiac by Killian, or even Wicked Good by Gallagher, something in that realm. And that's not what you're going to get here at all, almost. This is kind of like a fragrance that does other things, and chocolate is in there as an additional note that does have a good presence, but it's not a gourmand at all. So get that out of your head. Number one, if you go into this thinking it's a gourmand, then you will be kind of upset with the results. But, so what are the notes here? The notes are dark chocolate, cacao, grapefruit, mandarin, lavender. Then in the mid, you have ginger, cinnamon, Olibanum, and benzoin. And then in the base, you have vetiver, sandalwood, caramel, coffee, musk, and amber. Okay, well, here's the other thing. When you read all of the notes, this sounds like a very dense, heavy, thick, syrupy kind of fragrance with caramel, with coffee, with amber, with cacao, and dark chocolate. That's not what you get here. I don't know how those notes are the notes that end up on this fragrance. But it just doesn't play out that way on skin. Not on my skin anyway. And apparently not on a lot of people's skin. So to me, when you smell this, in the initial spray, there is almost a Tootsie Roll-esque kind of chocolatiness to it. And that is short-lived. So the opening is very gourmand leaning. But I'm talking about the first 2 minutes. And what happens is that starts to transition into this more citrusy lavender blend that has chocolate associated with it. There is no dark chocolate anymore to me. There is no saucy chocolate in here. It becomes a powdery cacao, very natural kind of chocolate, not too sweet at all, that is held up by a lot of lavender and what seems like a lot of florals. Even though they don't mention a bunch of florals, this seems more like a floral kind of fragrance. Some citrus, a lot of lavender, and chocolate that kind of helps give it a little bit of a sweetness, but it never turned into a very gourmand sweet fragrance. And I think that's where the problem comes in. Now, if you take away the name and you take away the expectation of a very strong chocolate gourmand fragrance and allow this to be a floral citrusy fragrance with cacao dusted over it, then you really start to appreciate what this fragrance does. This is by no means a Unique's take on Symphonium, you know, citrus and chocolate. This is very, very different. This is more like a floral bouquet, lavender heavy, very fresh, very airy, with chocolate dusting. Like, you get the chocolate throughout the fragrance, which is why I don't think that calling it Chocolate Makes Me Happy is the worst name, especially if this is the kind of chocolate who the creator of this fragrance really enjoys in this lighter tone. This is a chocolate you can wear on a warm day, on a cool, like, it's there, it's cool. It doesn't overwhelm at all. And for really heavy chocolate lovers, it might get lost. But for me, I get it throughout the wear. Now, the other thing about this fragrance is that although it opens very strong, I want to say like within an hour to two, it starts toning down very quickly. Very quickly. So you're not going to get the 8 hours you expect from your typical Unique Luxury. This is not performed like Coute. This is not performed like Crush on Me or Beverly Hills Exclusive. This is a very light, airy. Oh, it feels like there's like there would have been Iris or Ylang Ylang in here. Like, there is a clean, almost soapy vibe to it. I don't think it's as soapy as people describe it to be, but there is this clean scent to it. And clean and chocolate don't usually go together, but it works here. It is this really good divide of floral, soapy, lavender with chocolate added. Again, and if you notice my description, it's always chocolate at the end. Although you will smell that chocolate throughout, it's just not that dense, it's not that heavy, and it's not gourmand. So if you appreciate chocolate and gourmands, and that's what you're looking for, then you may be a little disappointed with this. Although I do love chocolate gourmand fragrances, what I did was I did order a sample of this when I ordered my first bottle of Kute, and I enjoyed what they did here. It is a different take on chocolate, but it is an enjoyable take on chocolate. It's not going to be a kind of fragrance that's off-putting that people won't like. In fact, if someone smelled this on you without knowing what the name was, this would be a very attractive fragrance that would get compliments. Unfortunately, the great overall fragrance is short-lived by less than, you know, the best performance, but it smells good. That opening is amazing. For the price point, you might want to look it up on discounters because, like I said, it's not going to go your 8 hours. It's probably not going to go your 6, just about 5 to 6, and it's a skin scent at that point. But if you don't mind reapplying, if you really enjoy the scent the way I do, then you do that. If you don't, then you skip and you go to your heavier chocolates. And that's what it's, you know, that's why we have so many different varieties of brands and people who offer different things. But as far as all the hate it gets on Fragrantica, I think that's crazy. It's a beautiful scent. It's a great take on chocolate. It's a different take on chocolate. And I really do enjoy this fragrance a lot. Suffice to say that I did order the samples first, and I still, out of the so many fragrances that Unique has, I only ordered 7 full bottles. But that's 7 full bottles that I trust the performance and the smells. Now, like I said, this one is a little less than the rest of them, but I really do like what they did with that kind of dry chocolate or cacao smell. I think if it was called cacao bouquet or something in that, where you would get by definition of the name that it's floral and kind of natural cacao rather than chocolate and you think syrupy, it would have been more of a success. Either way, I love this fragrance. I definitely think if you're interested in chocolates and not just in the heavy chocolatey, syrupy gourmand aspect, you could get yourself a decant, get yourself a sample. I know I ordered my samples from Beverly Hills Perfumery. At the time, they were the only place to get Unique Luxury, but I guess there's more people now that have it. So get a decant if you're interested in this take on chocolate or just the sound of it. And you know what? You may be pleasantly surprised. Don't always go off of the hate on Fragrantica, because some of those people, I promise you, they are just writing what the other person wrote. That's why I stay off of the comments. But anyway, that's all I have for you. Unique Luxuries. Chocolate makes me happy. This chocolate right here does make me happy. You might find the same if you sample it and give it a try yourself. If you enjoyed this content, please give it a like. If you're not following me, I would enjoy that you do, because it will help this channel grow. And like I said, when I have more viewers, I have more reason to do more reviews. And lastly, if you have a difference of opinion, or if you agree, if you have a question, go ahead and leave it in the comment. I always respond. I'm not going to go back and forth arguing with people in the comments, but I will respond and acknowledge your comments. So once again, that's all I have. Thank you very much. It's fragged out, swagged out, and I'm out.